Hey guys, These Customs and Games here. Today I'm going to be doing a showcase of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4. I've been working on these figures for a while now, and they're finally done, which is pretty cool. Finished the last one like 2 or 3 days ago. I'm very tired. School sucks. Let's get started with the showcase. Alrighty, so for our first figure here, this is Josuke Higashikata. Unlike my Part 5 showcase where I didn't make a new protagonist figure, as in for the Part 5 showcase I didn't make a new Giorno, this time I did make a new Josuke because the original Josuke is awful, and in fact I'll be right back and go grab it. Alrighty, I'm back. This is what I was talking about. It's not very good. On the surface they look very similar, but like just in general the paint job is a lot better, and mainly just the hair. This hair is terrible. I don't know what I was thinking. It's obviously a pompadour in the show, but it's not what I made in here, and it just doesn't look very good, and yeah, it's just not a good figure. But yeah, just quick comparison. Anyways, new figure. He looks like Discount Peter Parker, face-wise. I don't know why, but he does. But his torso is very nice. It's a lot cleaner than the last one. That's another thing that I think really makes this figure a lot better, is it's a lot cleaner than the other one. It has, I was able to hit the hearts and the peace symbol a lot better. The wrinkles are a lot cleaner. It's just a lot cleaner of a figure. The face isn't terrible this time. I have the right tone for the shoes, and also his hair. It actually looks somewhat like a pompadour now, and it actually looks good. And yeah, he has a nice little hair, nice little face. I don't think the face itself really looks a lot like him, but it's still just a good generic teenager face, so I think it works. And lastly, I want to show you guys this. The reason why the face is so glossy is because I actually had to put sealing on it because he has two faces, or a double head. And this did not turn out near as good as I was hoping it to be, to look. I can't English, but yeah, this is the, in the show, whenever anyone insults his hair because his hair is really weird, he gets insanely mad, and I thought it'd be funny kind of to signify that, but it did not turn out well, at all, so let's just switch that around. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoy it. Now let's get on to the stand, Crazy Diamond. Alrighty, onto the stand, Crazy Diamond. He's a pretty fun figure. It is not a good figure, I'd like to point that out from the start, but it was fun to make. The figure had a lot of good ideas, all of them went terribly, and now we have this lovely Abomination. So many things could have gone right for this, but they all went wrong. They all went very wrong. The helmet, because he has a really weird helmet, just armor thing around his entire body. The helmet is an Iron Man helmet with just a heart sculpted onto it. He has like these wires on the back. Those are not fun to put on the back, but I did it. I burped, and now we have he has shoulder pads. He has sculpted armor, which is something that I don't really do all that often, but I did it for this, and it was pretty cool. There's several hearts all over him. These spike things for toothpicks. One of them fell out on the side, and I didn't turn them to fix it. So yeah. His face is going to the pits of hell, but it doesn't look terrible. It could have been a lot worse, but yeah. This figure's alright, but definitely not my favorite out of these. Let's get started with the next figure. You'll find out who it is. I won't. Alrighty, so for this figure, this is Joda Rokujo, who from Part 4 Diamond is Unbreakable. He does not have a stand because I did not want to make it, and I'll be making Star Platinum twice for Part 6 and for Part 3, so this time I'm just not. So yeah, he is an interesting figure. This is the last figure actually that I made for the showcase. Thankfully my camera is so bad that it can't really catch the colors that well, but this is like almost a completely shade of crappy yellow compared to the other one, compared to like the actual painted jacket. But anyways, painted jacket made out of electrical tape. It looked good, and now it doesn't. Don't know why. It's glued to the torso, so that's great. He has like a nice little belt thing. It's very simple, but somewhat clean. He has like weird cuffs. I don't know how to explain it. My dog is right next to me, behind me, right outside of this closet that I'm recording this in, so if you heard that, that's great. Anyways, he has a little chest thing. His face looks terrible. I didn't want to fix it though, because I thought it would be funny for him to look like an old man, an angry old man in this, even though he freaking looks younger and younger each part that he's in. Anyways, his hat, normally I would make it look a lot better, but his hat is actually really weird in part 4. Like, it looks like a somewhat decent of a hat that you'd see in real life, so that's why it has the bill like this. This is supposed to be a heart. It looks nothing like a heart. I'm aware of that, and same with this, looking like a J, but it's the best I could do, and I wanted it to be 3D instead of painted. And unlike last time, the way I pulled off the hat is not awful if I can get the freaking head off. Helmet off. There we go. The head is removable. I managed to sculpt a terrible just thing to put on it. I don't know how I figured that out, but I did. He has little sideburns that do not look good at all. But yeah, I don't know how I got this on earlier, but yeah. So that's cool. The bill's removable, so now for the future JoJo figures, not JoJo figures, the future Joda figures I make, the hat should be removable, which is cool. But yeah, overall, pretty nice figure. I don't know how I managed to spend this long talking about it, but let's get started on the next figure being the true protagonist. Alrighty, starting on the protagonist of part 4, Koichi Hirose. I'm kidding, obviously, possibly, I don't know. Anyways, with Koichi here, he's a pretty fun guy. The figure turned out way different than I expected. I thought it was gonna be an okay figure, and then I actually painted it, then realized that he has a really simple design. It's literally just a green jumpsuit, essentially. But then I don't know how, but I really like how this looks. He has mid legs. We don't look at that. We don't pay attention to that. His hair, it's generic Lego hair, just with sculpted spikes all over it. He has spikes for some reason. I really like the face I made for him for some reason, but yeah. We don't talk about his third eye. That's part of the stand. But yeah, his hair was a bit of a pain to sculpt, but it was also a lot of fun to make. It's discount Goku hair, so what can go wrong? But yeah, it's a pretty simple figure. What you see here is what there is. But yeah, let's get on to the next figure, being his stand, Echoes Act 3. Alrighty, so for this guy, I made him twice because I accidentally spilled blue paint all over the original one, so that was fun. He's a pretty cool figure. This one I had to improvise a lot because the character itself was just like super blank and it looked terrible without any of the black lines. So I decided to add a few black lines, not a lot, but just a few, and mainly on the face, and I think that really added to it. He has this, like a weird egg things all over his body, so that was fun to paint. Yeah, his eyes look nice. They're just black dots with gold in them. I think they look pretty good. He has little line things. His face didn't turn out as terrible as I thought it would, which is good because his face is really weird. Yeah, just a very simple and quick figure. I wanted to make Echoes Act 0. The original plan was to make Echoes Act 0, 2, and 3. I only made Act 3 because I really don't want to make Echoes Act 2, and Act 1 and 2 are both very similar visually, and Act 0 is just an egg. And I didn't want to paint a Yoshi egg, essentially, so yeah, that's why we only have Act 3 here. But yeah, aside from that, that's about it for this week, and let's get started with A Man Too Stupid to Die. Alrighty, so Yasuo Nijumora here. This guy was a pretty fun figure to make. Right as soon as I finished the figure, a guy on Instagram posted his own version of this figure, and it absolutely blew mine away. It made me embarrassed to post this, but anyways. Pretty cool figure. His hair is the Widow's Peak hairpiece with the Widow's Peak sanded off, and then I sculpted it a tiny bit to make it not look as terrible. So that's how I pulled that off. It's pretty nice. I probably should have expanded it a bit. But yeah, that's pretty cool. He has a weird face. He's a stupid face, but we love him. His outfit is pretty neat. It's just like a weird little vest thing with gold on it, and then money, because money's great. He has a symbol here that I think means trillions or millions or something like that in Japanese. I don't know. He has like gold cuffs because he does. It says billions right here because I don't know how to paint. It veers like off to the side. And also, he has like a weird little belt thing, which is kind of cool. It just has gold all over it, so that's neat. He's obviously balling and has all the money, and you can't really see it because of the lighting, but there are wrinkles that I painted on here, and also the bit of purple right here. But yeah, that's about it for this figure. His face looks really weird. I originally was gonna have an angry, but I thought it'd be funnier to have him be really stupid happy, because he's really stupid, and he's really happy sometimes. But yeah, that's it. Let's get started with the next figure, Zahando. Alrighty, so with Zahando over here, this is a pretty fun figure. It's very simple, even actually, no, that's a lie. But yeah, this is a fun figure that was a lot of fun for me to make. He has like little shoulder pad things. Again, I was able to use the glorious metallic blue paint that I was talking about in my last showcase that I love. I'm super happy that I had another excuse to use it. And his head is a generic white head, and with the stud partly sanded off and then sculpted over. A giant piece of paper, of cardstock paper over him. And yeah, that's how I pulled that off. It's pretty neat. And then his outfit is just white cedars. What there is are like giant pieces sculpted on here with varying quality of the paint job. And yeah, that's pretty neat. But yeah, pretty nice figure overall. I did have an accessory that I forgot about until just right now. So I have his hand out. His power in the show is to erase things, you know, the usual. I have this. The figure's falling. Oh yeah, the figure's falling apart. But yeah, I have this just to signify the power blast that he has. I think it's pretty cool. The paint job's pretty nice for this figure in general, in my opinion. And yeah, that's about it for the figure, and let's get started on Anime James Charles. Alrighty, I'm here, full, like, 86 hours later. Those do not matter, though. Here is, Anime James Charles, or Rohan Kishibe, as I said. His hair is facing the wrong direction because I was looking at a mirrored piece of reference, don't know why, but yeah, that was not fun. But I did not really want to make the hair again, and I think it turned out pretty decent. It's just various clay strips just put onto a Lego head with the stud partly sanded off, and then a bit of clay wrapped all the way around it to make it look a bit rounder and smoother. That way it doesn't look terrible. His face is the smuggest face I can make, the most punchable one, and I think I did a pretty good job. His torso itself is pretty nice. It's just like a nice basic torso. He has just little accent marks everywhere. It's pretty nice all around. Pretty simple figure, but I like him. Also, he has, if you even want to call it that, an accessory of just a paintbrush with a bit of white on it. So I'll just put that in his hand. Or not, the figure doesn't want me. Okay, so we have that. Alright, now that's really it for him. Let's get started with the next figure. Alrighty, we have a stand, Heaven's Door. This figure is not very good, but it was still a pain. Basically just white everywhere, and then got electrical tape, little just coat thing. I don't know how to talk, but yeah, his electrical tape thing, painted it white, cut it a bit, and then just added the wrinkles on it. He has a weird little orange bow tie for some reason. His hat is like transparent mostly, but I obviously couldn't do that, so it's just painted white with big gold accents on it. Only partly because I really do not want to paint the gold mesh all the way, because that would have sucked. And the figure's quite dirty, which is pretty unfortunate, but eh. He also looks like a discount Harry Potter with the glasses, so that's kind of neat. Let's move the light a bit. But yeah, that's really it for the figure. Quick little figure. Now next is our last set of figures, so let's get started. Alrighty, this is the main villain of part 4, and one of my, now after I finished part 7, not my favorite villain, but still one of my favorite villains in all of fiction, being Yoshikage Kira. Really happy with how he turned out. First thing you might notice is that the face looks freaking weird. That is on purpose, because one, the character himself is visually based off of David Bowie, and David Bowie has a very unique looking face, and also because I wanted to make the face look very unsettling, which I think I did a pretty decent job of. It doesn't really, it looks like something's off with it, mainly because of the lips, but I think I did a pretty good job with that. rest of the body is just a base coat of a pinkish color, purple color, with just the suit painted on it. The suit was a bit of a pain to make, but it was also pretty fun, and I think it turned out pretty decent. I mean, it has a nice belt buckle, shoes, all that good stuff, and his hair is just a Mutt Williams hair, with a bit of it sanded off, and then a bit of it sculpted on, and I think it turned out pretty alright. And he does have eyebrows, but you can't even see them really, because of one, my lighting, and two, because of his hair is blocking it, but that really doesn't matter. He does have like this little hand that I made super quick with, yeah, just this, because he has a fetish for hands, and that's the main reason why he does what he does. So I'll just I dropped the hand and it is covered in dust now, so that's pretty cool. So as I stall, he's just I think it's a pretty good figure, overall pretty nice, and I finally quit stalling, so boom, now he has thing in his hand, it's covered in dust. Anyways, speaking of dust, let's get started with the stand. Alrighty, so with the stand, Killer Queen, and his sub-stand, Killer Queen Bites the Dust. You might notice I didn't make sheer heart attack, that's because I don't want to, and also there is a small chance, it's not confirmed yet, because I don't know if I want to, but there's a small chance I will be making Killer Queen for part 8, and when it comes to that, I'll be making a regular minifigure of Killer Queen, and also it's your heart attack. But anyways, this figure is a pose figure. I really wanted him to be posed, but then, originally he was going to be a normal figure, but then I thought it would be really cool to make the Killer Queen pose, which should be right here. And that was a lot of fun to do, and it was pretty difficult to actually make it into the pose, and it's still not perfect, but it turned out pretty well. The arms, I could only bend and stretch so much without it looking ridiculous, but it does like stand on its own, so that's pretty cool. The figure, like the paint job itself, is awful, I won't lie. The base coat is just a base, like a mixed color of white with a very slight bit of pink. And you might notice, I dropped the figure. You might notice that this little guy here is Bites the Dust, which is a sub-stand. It's basically a really tiny Killer Queen, but what's cool about it is that it's 3D printed. I 3D modeled and posed this, and 3D printed it, and I think it turned out pretty great. It's really tiny, so I wasn't able to get a whole lot of paint jobness on it. But yeah, the rest of the figure is just what you see is what you get. There isn't a whole lot of detail on it. Which might be why I make Yoshikage Kira in part 8, because I want to make a Killer Queen figure where the paint job's actually good. But aside from that, pretty good figure in my opinion. That's it for the showcase. Yeah, I forgot about what I said at all in the last episode, or yesterday when I was recording this. So, let's just finish up the showcase. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase. I had a lot of fun making it. Next, I'm probably going to take a bit of a break. You can see the Stormtroopers here, that's because I forgot he was here. This isn't getting a showcase, this is on Instagram though, well, soon. Probably later today after this comes out, but yeah, this will be on Instagram, so you can check that out. Anyways, I have an Etsy now, so that's cool. I'm gonna start posting stuff soon on there, so you can check that out eventually. Check my Instagram, it'll be linked there. Hopefully by the time this video comes out. I don't know, I might be a big fat liar. Anyways, next, I'll obviously start on part 3, but I'll probably also work on some Christmas figures before that's my Christmas figures will be my main priority. I can't speak as you can tell, but yeah. But I'll also get started on my part 3 figures. I'll be making Joda with the Star Platinum, so that'd be pretty cool. I'll also be making Zahando. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the showcase and these figures, and if you like what you see here, drop a like, subscribe, and also feel free to commission me any figure that you want, or perhaps a 3D model too, that would be great. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, have a great rest of your day.